David, this is your April 22nd, 25th, 2025 lesson. We talked before about mechanics, but we'll spend more time now. You know, we're not going to worry about the grip or anything else because you know, as long as the shaft, the bed of the club is under that pad, there's nothing wrong. So. So the first move, so setup is good. That's actually quite good. So, you know, we'd like to see, the only thing I'd change, here's the, and this is kind of nitpicking, but club is relatively shut. Now, old school, they wanted the face of the club to be parallel to your spine angle. But new school, they want it more toe up, and the advantage of that is to get it toe up, you've got to have early arm rotation. And so that helps
Every once in a while I'll remember, because you told me last time to roll it like that.
Yeah. Okay, so when you're rolling it, but you're rolling with the hands leaving here, you want the hands go straight back and you're kind of turning here. Now, that's forcing this forearm rotation, which makes it easier to get it kind of in a laid off position. So it helps swing playing. It's something that minor, and you can say to people, well, roll the left forearm over the right. What does that mean? They all know what toe up means. Yeah. So, and you can measure that. So, you know, it's a minor deal, but it just helps the top position. Okay, great shoulder tilt. See how the shoulder's getting under, and see the shaft is exactly right. It's like this. The butt of the club is like right. The butt of the club's right here. So there's a little bit of this action away. If you do it all with the rotation, that little finger will go slightly inside. You got this thing, but that's livable. It's just been easier to get it deep enough by starting it, you know, pointed at your body instead of down the line. But again, that's fine. You know, it seems like you're not bending that right arm as early, so you're all on plane, which is good. Now you get a little steep compared to the plane, and you get it to this top position. Okay, so this is a pretty good top position. You know, I think there's a little, I don't think you have the 90 degrees yet. You know, maybe because it's under your pad, not sure. But again, with a 6-iron, you can live with that. Okay, so you see it's not parallel. So here's your this is why you can whack the ball, is you get that thing shallowing out. So this is like Ledbetter shallowing out, which is really good. See how it's more shallow than a swing plane? Barely, but okay. So when it comes in here, oh, yeah. So the butt of the club is now out here. See the report card at this, okay. So you make this nice correction. What I'm trying to spit out is the real report card at this step of the swing is, and all the pros do it. Oops. All the pros, doesn't matter if it's Trevino swing or Nicklaus or DeChambeau, when they get hands back waist high on the downswing, here's the report card. shaft is right on their forearm. Now, yours isn't. Oops. See, right here, you get this spot is good. So, you know, we can get by with that. You know, you're a little above your arm. You'd like to see it here, but then what happens is you kind of get the club where it should
Now,
be.
I'm wondering, you see how his arm is sort of tucked in a little bit more and mine
Yeah.
is back?
Yeah, exactly.
Now, if I got there like that,
Yes.
it would pull
Yes.
it.
Exactly right. If you take it to an extreme, like guys come in with that floating right elbow, it's way
Yeah.
steep.
Yeah.
Yours isn't really floating, but it hasn't pinned here.
Yeah.
Because you're exactly right. You pin it here, then it's going to be on your forearm.
Yeah.
Yeah. And so you're kind of trailing that forearm, and that tends to being steep. Yeah. Okay, so it's kind of interesting. So you're, from here on, you're coming away from the backboard, the butt board. Then you push it back. Okay. See what's happening here, and it's one of the things that Ledbetter had all wrong. He says there's two axes of rotation. There's one around this hip and one around this hip. But that's not true, because if you rotate around this hip, look, your butt comes away from the wall. You want to rotate around the spine, so it's around the spine, then you can get that hip back. So yours looks more like this rotation than this rotation. That's all. And again, it's minor, but what happens then at impact for you, coming away from the wall, yeah, okay, so, okay, this is better. Okay, so you can just see your knees. Okay, so the knees, this right knee's out here, so when you look at dark pants, you're starting to see both cheeks. You're not close to Scott, right? And the good guys, right? So you can clearly see that.
Yeah.
So way better than it was. Okay, there's some movement. It's just a little late, and it's more of a rotation around this socket this way than around your spine, kind of this thing. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. So, well, we'll get to the dance step, but and the thing that allows that is, see how you're rolling that foot early? You can't get that left. If you don't roll this and go to the toe, the hip only goes this far. You roll it, goes further, you get to the toe, and then you have like the PGA, the tour guys. But so you never do. There you do. See, you release that. It's just late. So you have all the moves. You got in here, but I think that left cheek is better now because it's now rolling early. You know, you just have to get to the toe and then get to this point sooner, and that'll go back. So it looks like we got kind of a short arm there too, but so good grades. You're going in the right direction. Let's look at the head movement. So you go and turn, which is fine. You come back to hit the ball, you kind of dive down. Yeah. So you kind of dive down here. Everybody dives down, but then they post up like this. And it looks to me, and we'll see it from the face side, we talked about forward bend. So we got side bend, forward bend. Looks like you hold on to that forward bend in here. And the good guys, man, at impact, they're starting the back bend and get rid of this, whereas you get kind of this right in here, and then you start to come out of it. Small, so your head never comes up. Hands are exiting nice. You know, see that going that way? That's beautiful. So is that. That's really good. You exit reasonably on plane, close enough. And this one too, you've retained the grip. See that grip?
Yeah.
Exactly right, as opposed to, you know, this 90-degree thing that, you remember, you kind of came in like this.
Yeah.
And that's why it looked kind of.
Yeah, I've been working on trying to get that.
Yes.
Over that. Yeah.
Really good. I mean, that's going to give you way more consistency. Yeah, it's good. Okay. So yeah, good grades on this angle. So let's look face on. That's where, I mean, the on-plane stuff is close enough, to be honest. It's not causing you trauma, but let's look down the line. That's where the real action is for you. Okay, so, oops. I like the way that left foot is turned. You got to be careful, because if you overturn it, then it's going to restrict your backswing, because this can't cave in nicely. But I like it, because if your backswing's full enough, then that's great, because it pre-turns that hip. We'll see how it goes here. Let's do the bridge of your nose. Okay, there's kind of the Curtis Strange little shift there. But then what I like is then that right hip goes back. Yeah, look at this. This is good action here. Okay, so this is your top position. This is pretty good, right? This is pretty good. See how that right shoulder has disappeared behind your head? Really good. The shoulder is close to behind the ball. That's good. And that left knee is caved in towards the ball. But you'd have, if you got a little more 77, I think we all need a little more give in that to get that thing clearly behind. You get that shoulder clearly behind the ball and the right shoulder clearly behind your head. So maybe pull that thing back a little. Or if it's like this, think about just rolling it. Then you have to worry about planning and all. But you know, Lot Sneed and all the old school always came up on their toe.
Yeah. I've tried that and it works, and I was using it when I go back, I'd do it, and then when I drop it, because I would get about to here and I'd drop it down. No, actually, I'd drop it down, and that would start my body turning, and I'd get that little bit more lag sometimes.
Yeah.
So I'd use that to do it.
Yeah.
Instead, so I get here, I drop it down.
Yeah,
And then,
yeah. We'll show you. You know, this is a good spot, and this is, you know, you're increasing the lag here, which is good, retaining it. Your bridge of your nose started at that red cross, retained it, busted through with the left knee. That's really good. It's out here. Now, as long as it goes to a post, the old one had here, and then you just kind of kept it mushy. So I like this lower leg is pushed the knee past where it started. Now do you come out of it? And look, the hip is busted through that. That's really good. I think you casted last time. Didn't you have a little bit of a cast? I said, don't worry about it because it's on plane. This is good. Okay, so then you come out of it, that knee is still never do straighten. Yeah. So you come down through here, which is great. So you're missing the ground effects, number one, and number two, you know, you just kind of do a slide by. Okay, so yeah, this is kind of weird. See how the right hand is still coming down like this. It's still kind of under like this. Where the good guys, they're here. That right hand is covering the ball. So you got kind of this. So the grip is better, but you're coming through like this. So I got a couple of training aids exactly for that. One is for getting you better into this position. The other is getting the back of the hand square at impact. Really good training aids. Okay, so when you hit here, see the bridge of your nose is down like 2 or 3 inches. So then we have the early set. Okay. Let's see. Maybe I can bring something. Let me pause this. Okay, so you know, print that out and just pose. This is quite good. Man, you can put a. I mean, that is clearly a spike. Boy, you see that action with your right foot? That's really good action. We just have to sync it up with in here. We're like kind of like this as opposed to that. But the right action is not late. Yeah, it is. So you're like to see a little more roll, and then now you get to the toe. That's fine. See, sure, the club gets, the pros, you know, don't get as active with that right foot, right? So, I mean, you look at Justin Thomas, at his driver, at impact, he's like this, and on his toes here, and his wedge, it's more like this. He never comes up. So they've got two swings. And the shorter the club, the less active that right foot is. But you have the right action. It's fine.